Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek flying solo this week. Um, it's just a real quick one. I'm going to give my thoughts on AEW for the week. Not really much to talk about in WWE as they started the draft on Friday and not really, again, my thoughts on the draft will be made clear on the next episode once the draft has concluded, which will be tonight on Raw. So this will just be my thoughts on AEW Dynasty, thoughts on the big storyline to end Dynamite, and also the comments from the fearless leader of AEW that he made to a national audience on the NFL Network. So, first things first, I did have a contest for AEW Dynasty, and Mo won outright, so congratulations to him. In second place is Cheryl, so congratulations to her. But we still have a third place of Michaela and Bob to draw for the third prize. And third place is Bob. Congratulations, Bob. You will win a comic book, which we will draw right now. And your comic book is Batman, The Last Night on Earth, Book 2. So look out for Book 1 somewhere. Cheryl gets a comic book, and she wins Legion of Superheroes number 8. She gets an action figure as well. And her figure is an Ultimate Warrior figure. Bob also gets a figure, the grand prize winner, and his figure is a Sergeant Slaughter figure. Comic book will be Justice League Dark number 24. T-shirt. An Avengers t-shirt. And the bonus prize of a Billy Gunn autograph picture. So congratulations to all of our winners. These prizes will be sent out with your WrestleMania prizes sometime this week. So thoughts on Dynasty. I thought it was a great show. I really liked it. Solid show from top to bottom. This was probably my favorite Will Ospreay match that he's ever had. This was basically everything that I normally don't like about Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay didn't do in this match. Put that with the fact that he wrestled Bryan Danielson, and the chances of me disliking that match drastic go down. And yeah, that's probably like I said, without question, that's my favorite Will Ospreay match. That was the match of the night. Kind of the only problem with that match was it did sort of take away from Swerve's win, in the sense that it was such a great match that it was just kind of like whatever. It was hard. You couldn't follow it. It was very similar to WrestleMania 25, where everything after Shawn and Taker was just doomed. And the crowd did get up for, especially in my section, we did get up for Swerve and Joe, and we're really happy at the ending with Swerve finally, winning the AEW World Championship. But on the flip side of all that, we were all tired after such a great match between Bryan and Ospreay. So, that was really good. Great show. Maybe a little biased, but I think it's the best wrestling show of the year so far. But I was at the show, so maybe I have some different glasses on compared to the rest of the world. Dynamite this week. I guess going back to Dynasty, Jack Perry came back to help the Young Bucks defeat FTR to become the AEW Tag Team Champions again. Jack Perry comes out, says he wants to shake hands with Tony Khan and get another chance. He then assaults Tony Khan, and then the rest of the Elite come out, and they do the TK driver on Tony Khan. I don't have a problem with them doing this. Like, I don't have a problem with the principle of it. I don't see any issue. I'm not upset about it. What annoys me is the fact that, well, one, Tony Khan said he never wanted to be an on-screen character, which this kind of made him one. Things change. I'm not going to hold that against Tony Khan. My other problem is I saw a lot of people really talk about how great that was when, if any sort of storyline like that finished off Raw or SmackDown, it would be lambasted by the smart section of the IWC. That annoys me a little bit. But, it is what it is. It proved the point. It did something. It progressed a story well. I just find it funny that the same fans that would hate that sort of thing are now talking about how it's not so bad. So now we go to Tony Khan, which, hey, keeping the story alive, wore a neck brace all throughout the NFL draft. He was interviewed by the NFL Network, and he called WWE the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling. Now, it's obvious that there's a lot of really, really dark skeletons in the closet of WWE. And he's not off base with his feelings on that matter. Clearly, the person that used to own WWE and the person that, a lot of people in that inner circle are caught up in a disgusting, vile human trafficking lawsuit. So Tony Khan was right in that thought. My issue is Tony Khan had a big audience of people who were watching the NFL draft. Tony Khan had a chance to really promote AEW, really say something good about why you should watch AEW. And he took a shot at WWE instead. So basically, if you were a lapsed wrestling fan and you heard Tony Khan's comments and you quit watching WWE and maybe you weren't fully aware or didn't know much about AEW, if you just heard what Tony Khan said, most people go like, oh, that's why I don't watch wrestling anymore. Tony Khan and AEW had a chance to at least, throw the fishing line out there and see if you could reel in some new fans that were lapsed that like football that go like, okay, here's our, maybe I should check, this is the guy who works for the Jaguars, owns the Jaguars. He's got his own wrestling and he, I should check it out. But he didn't give you a reason to check it out. He just told you why you shouldn't watch WWE. Most of those fans are just going to be like, well, that's why I don't like wrestling anymore. Remember it used to be good when they had Stone Cold, but he kind of blew it. What I feel Tony Khan should have said. The whole, we're Pepsi making our way, that was good. But he should have said something like, you want to check out AEW? We have Adam Copeland, who some fans may remember as Edge. He's decided to come on board with our wrestling company. We have Chris Jericho. We have Jon Moxley, who some fans might know as Dean Ambrose. They're all huge stars in our company. But in addition to them, we have some other great talent you may not have heard of. We have our world champion, Swerve Strickland. We have, from the UK, Will Ospreay. From Japan, we have Kazuchika Okada. We have, Pentagon, who some NFL fans might recognize his taunt from every time George Kittle of the San Francisco 49ers makes a catch. There were lots of good hooks that Tony Khan could have thrown out there, but instead he just made an accurate but a very misguided and misguided and just a bad statement. That not so much in terms of ethics, but a bad statement to try and maybe get some new fans. He had a golden opportunity to try something to build AEW, help make AEW bigger, help AEW's fan base grow, staring him right in the face, and he elected to just take a shot at WWE. Right or wrong in how you feel about taking the shot at WWE, that's not important. The fact of the matter is, I think he failed his roster with that comment. He had a chance to really, really put the name of the great talent in AEW out there for a big audience, and he elected not to, and that's disappointing. That's disappointing, but it is what it is. It's over with now, and we'll move on. So thank you all for tuning in. Congratulations to our winners. Mo, in addition to all of these prizes, I also have a couple extra bonus prizes for you. That'll be a surprise. One was purchased at the Glory Pro Wrestling event that happened last Sunday. Before I attended AEW Dynasty, local independent group, Glory Pro Wrestling, had a show, so I picked up for the winner something from there, and also I picked up something from the merch stand at Dynasty. You will be receiving those as well for your first place victory. Congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed, please like, share, subscribe for more content. Follow me on my social media pages, facebook.com/athleticgeeka9, Twitter @athletic_geeka9. Other than that, I'm out. Y'all be cool. Later.